Good afternoon, Internet fans. Admiral Preparedness here. And of course, today we have a featured item. We all probably grew up eating these all those many years ago, but did you know that these make great emergency preparedness treats? If you're sitting there all miserable and nobody's very happy at the time, you can break these out. Doesn't have to be just breakfast. You can have these at any time during the day. The military has been including these in their MREs for a couple decades now. No complaints from the troops in the field and no complaints from me either. During the 21 days of eating only MREs, this very item was in one of my rations. A different packaging, of course, because it didn't need the press on the front or on the back. And it was in a Mylar container instead of this plastic wrap. Now, the reason why you want to reseal these is because this is not in a Mylar. I would recommend putting this under a vacuum or in some airtight containers where you use oxygen absorbers. It does have a pressurized, if you see that, you can see that there's a little bit of a material or a gas. That would be nitrogen. That's filled with nitrogen. So there is no oxygen in there to cause decay. I really enjoy these because you could use, if you have an open campfire, you can actually toast these. If you have, well, if you're in the military and you have access to civilian hardware, or you're in an environment where you have some type of electricity, you could put them in a toaster oven, or you could put them in a toaster. And during an SHTF event, if you're lucky enough to own a generator and you've got plenty of gasoline, you could put this under a toaster. It is a very, very adaptable treat. When I say that, I mean you could cut it up and add it to other items. It has a sweetness, so for your sweet tooth out there, a lot of people enjoy these cold and a lot of people enjoy these hot. They do freeze well. Since there's very little moisture inside the container, the ingredients don't go bad. Now, this particular box and its brothers were out in the trunk of my car for about 2 weeks because I forgot they were out there. Now, here in southern New Hampshire, it's been winter, so the temperature of the trunk hasn't got above 50 degrees since the time they came out of the warehouse store and went in the back of my trunk. I found them today, and I said to myself, these have been in my car. They've been frozen. They've been thawed probably about 5 times because the temperatures have fluctuated greatly in the last couple, 3 weeks. So I figured what I better do today is get it documented and open it up. Now, the best buy date on this box says December 2018 when I can find it. I'll show you right there. Now, that's the expected. Yep, there it is. Can you see that? Yes, you can. Now, that's when the manufacturer says, these are about ready to go away. So, and I understand why, because of this type of material here. But being how that's sealed, that's gonna last quite a while. So, with less further ado, let's open one up. Now, if you look at the way this is, well, I used to have a paper towel here. I'll have to use one of these. If you see the actual bag itself, the bag is not really, I mean, it's not metallized. You can see it's got less light through it. You can see the light going through it. I would, like I said, I'd repackage these. I wouldn't remove them from the container. I'd leave them in the same container. But I would definitely want to have these guys protected because, once again, they They're Pop-Tarts. I mean, these are those little buggers you had when you was growing up, if you were lucky enough to. They have that nice candy coating on top. They do have sugar in them. So let's go with the ingredients. I mean, there's a considerable amount of ingredients. If you look at just you could probably take that right there and freeze it. Pause the video. Pause the video. Pause the video. And you can see that this container has interesting information. Let's see, calories 410 per unit. Calories from fat is 120. Saturated fat 4 grams. Trans fat 0. Polyunsaturated fat 5 grams. Monounsaturated fat 3 grams. 0 cholesterol, 350 milligrams sodium. Total carbohydrates 69. Dietary fiber 1. Sugars 30. That's grams. Proteins 4 grams. Vitamin A 20%. Thiamine 20%. Vitamin C 0. Riboflavin 20. Calcium 20. Niacin 20. Iron 20. Vitamin B6 20%. So you're going to get some vitamins out of it. And it is a very delicious treat. Now, when you put this in a toaster oven or a toaster, it's going to expand. And it'll slightly bend. But this is the cinnamon. Definitely cinnamony. Sugary. You can taste the bread or the pastry. It is quite crumbly. Don't worry about that. The cleanup crew will catch all this when you realize I'm out here. What do you think, folks? Tell me, what would you do with these toaster pastries to amp them up a bit? Admiral Preparedness.